creeps, and greetings, my fellow ghouls, goblins, and ghosts. My name is Purgatory, the Queen of Samhain, and I want to welcome you all to my catacombs of creepiness. For those of you who haven't been here before, in my catacombs of creepiness, we talk all things horror, big or small. So if you're just as big of a fan of the horror genre and the macabre as I am, be sure to smash the like button down below and give me a subscribe. Be sure to also follow me on all social media platforms, that's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at Purgatory Horror. I'm not on Facebook, so you won't find me there. If you are a fan of my content and wish to support me further, I do have a Patreon page if you want to sign up for that. It has exclusive horror content that you won't see anywhere else, written reviews, articles, horror poetry, art, and much, much more. I will put the link to that in the description below if you're interested. It would mean the world to me. Anyway, let's get into today's horror topic, shall we? I figured since I've seen this film 3 times already, at this point it's now time to officially talk about it. Yes, I am talking about Scream 6, 2023. Oh my god, I'm so excited! I am really, really excited, guys. I'm so excited to talk about this one. I wanted to give it a few more watches before I gave it a full, accurate opinion. So, I watched it 3 times. Once in the theater, twice on Paramount+. But before I get into this video, it may contain some spoilers, not a bunch of spoilers. I'm not going to reveal the killers or anything like that. I'm not going to reveal Ghostface. But it may contain some spoilers, so if you haven't seen it, I probably wouldn't tread any further. Now let's get into it. Scream 6 takes place in New York City this time around, exactly 1 year after the events of Scream 5, the murders that were orchestrated by Richie Kirsch and Amber Freeman. Sam, Tara, Chad, and Mindy all decided to move to New York City together to get as far away from Woodsboro as humanly possible. Chad, Mindy, and Tara are now in college at this point, which really mirrors to the plot of Scream 2 a little bit. The film starts off with a film professor of Blackmore University, Lauren Crane, who is catfished by one of her students who was obsessed with the Stab franchise. He dresses as Ghostface and brutally murders her in a dark alley. That's how the film starts. He goes back to his apartment where his roommate lived, receiving a call from him, but when he answers, it's the Ghostface voice on the other end of the line. Apparently, him and his roommate wanted to orchestrate more killings and wanted to kill Sam and Tara and finish Richie Kirsch's film. But little does he know that his roommate was killed by the actual brand new Ghostface killer and stuffed into a refrigerator. When he comes across his body in the fridge, he is then brutally murdered by the actual Ghostface killer of this film. Fast forward after the scene, Sam is now seeing a therapist and is trying to deal with what happened to her and her sister the year prior, but confesses to her killing Richie feeling right. And that's why she really wants some help. I guess she's afraid that killer blood does run through her veins. It also doesn't help that someone started rumors about her online that because she's the daughter of Billy Loomis, she was the one who orchestrated the killings, which we all know is BS. Meanwhile, Tara is at a frat party, and this film takes place on Halloween, by the way. So everyone is in costume. Of course, Chad, Mindy, and Mindy's girlfriend Annika are with her to kind of make sure that she's okay, and understandably so considering what happened to her in the previous film. When Tara is about to hook up with a douchey frat boy, and if you saw the film, you would probably agree with me, who just wanted to take advantage of her, Chad steps in immediately, and Sam shows up, tasing him in the crotch, which, by the way, was pretty hilarious. I mean, the guy was a bit of a dick. Tara, of course, is drunk, which makes her even more angry at Sam because she is tired of Sam kind of hovering over her and, in her words, following her and stalking her. When they get back to the apartment where Tara's roommate Quinn is hooking up with a guy, Chad and Mindy stay there to kind of hang out as friends do. Which is where Chad ultimately admits his feelings kind of for Tara, and they almost kiss until Tara's roommate Quinn walks in. And that scene's actually kind of funny. See, that's the one thing I've always loved about the Scream franchise. They're always throwing in a little bit of comedy, and I love that. Sam has a bit of a secret herself. She has been hooking up with one of her neighbors, but doesn't want to tell anyone just yet. I think she's kind of afraid of commitment and, making it official after all the things that happened with Richie, and that kind of, you can kind of compare that to how Sydney was with her boyfriend in Scream 2, but everyone knew they were together in Scream 2, and in this one, Sam's kind of keeping it a secret. As Sam is speaking to her secret lover, Chad tells Sam to come up to the apartment room immediately, where they see a news report of Chad, Mindy, Quinn, and Tara's two classmates, the guy and the guy's roommate from the beginning of the film who were killed, being brutally murdered, and a ghost face mask being left at the scene of the crime. Now, of course, Sam is sure that it is all happening again and begs Tara to pack a bag so that they could leave, but Tara thinks it's a coincidence. But Mindy and Chad, however, agree with Sam that it kind of hits a little close to home. Tara's roommate Quinn's father is a detective, and when Quinn calls him, she hands the phone over to Sam, basically saying this is not a coincidence, it's serious, this is what's happening right now. Sam and Tara leave the apartment after that exchange, but are both called and attacked by Ghostface. When Ghostface calls Sam, the name Richie Kirsch pops up on her phone screen. Very eerie and creepy, if I'm being honest. Anyways, after they are attacked, Tara manages to kick Ghostface down, but he chases them down the street and into a convenience store. Tara and Sam are screaming for help at the cashier, with other people in the store, by the way. And when Ghostface comes in, one of the customers standing there steps in front of the girls, asking Ghostface if he or she has a problem, to which Ghostface responds by stabbing him over and over again in the stomach right in the middle of the store, which is pretty effing crazy for a Scream film. Yes, Ghostface killed somebody in broad daylight in Scream 5, but in a convenience store in New York City, right there, that was pretty crazy. Ghostface is pretty ballsy at this point. He starts coming after Tara and Sam again when the clerk takes out a shotgun, at least I believe it's a shotgun, I don't know anything about guns, and fires at Ghostface but misses. The clerk lets his guard down for a second, and when he does this, Ghostface is able to stab him, grab the gun, and kill him. Sam and Tara are able to get away just in time for the police to show up, which the scene cuts to them at the police department speaking with Quinn's detective father. That's when they do realize, and it's kind of a hard pill to swallow, that it's truly happening all over again. And they can't just leave town because they are both persons of interest in the investigation, which is devastating for Sam because all she really wants to do is protect her sister and protect herself. And that's when the moment we've all been waiting for as Scream fans, Kirby Reed, apparently one of the sole survivors of Scream 4, shows up to help with the case because of her experience with Ghostface killings when she went to Woodsboro High. Also, she's a detective now. Tara and Sam try to leave the station, but reporters and press are bombarding them with questions, as usually what happens in Scream films. People are blaming Sam, mostly because of the rumors online and the obvious. It's just a huge nightmare for all involved, if I'm being honest. That's when the infamous Gale Weathers shows up with her intrusive questions, as she does. Now, going back to Scream 5 with Gale, she promised, because of Dewey's death, that she would not write another book about what happened. But we all know Gale and how Gale is. Sam and Tara want nothing to do with Gale, and Sam tries to punch Gale in the face, much like Sydney has done 2 films prior, but Gale ducks out of the way, as she kind of knows the game at this point. Apparently, not enough, because that does not stop Tara from getting her punches in, and she's able to punch Gale right in the face. Without spoiling it too much for you guys, I'll just go ahead and sum it up by saying, obviously more killings happen, more brutality, more twists, more turns, and you just don't know who you can really trust this time around. And I'll just go ahead and say that the ending is a spectacular, fun bloodbath. I think I summed it up the best without giving too much away and huge spoilers or anything like that. Now, here are my overall thoughts on the film. My first thought is the beginning of the film. I loved the beginning. When I went into the theater to see this, I was worried that they were revealing the killer too early. And if you've seen the film, you know what I'm talking about. But when the actual Ghostface showed up to kill the wannabe Ghostface at the beginning, I was really impressed. I thought it was different. I thought it was fresh and something none of the Scream films have ever done before, and I admire that. My second thought is the infamous convenience store scene, which was seen in a lot of the trailers, well, most of it anyway. How freaking brutal is Ghostface? I mean, the Ghostface in the scene gave 0 F's about staying behind the scenes. He or she is just out in the open killing anyone who gets involved. And Ghostface with a gun, not during the reveal like usual when Ghostface has a gun, but in costume with a gun, awesome and fresh. My third thought is the friend group dynamic. I love that. I love it so much. I love the twins, Mindy and Chad. I love the whole Core 4 thing that Chad came up with. I thought it was very touching and just, kind of goofy and hilarious. And heartwarming to see friends who truly care about each other and want to take care of each other. The film really makes you care for the characters, and that is very powerful to me. My fourth thought is how iconic and badass the Kirby character is. Her quote from the film, "When I recovered, I got mad. I no longer wanted to be afraid of the monsters. I wanted the monsters to be afraid of me." That was so powerful and makes her a truly badass survivor. My fifth thought, and this was my favorite, was that shrine, that Ghostface killer shrine, guys. As a lifelong Scream fan, seeing all of the little Easter eggs and artifacts from the past got me feeling a little giddy. I geeked out so much when I watched it, and the second time I watched it, I kind of it took me longer to watch the movie because I kept pausing it on different, little items to see what they were and who they belonged to in the previous Scream films, like the TV that killed Stu Macher, Randy's video store work shirt, Billy's mom's outfit from Scream 2, Tatum's outfit that she was killed in, rest in peace Tatum, Billy's bloodied shirt, and so much more. There's you have to actually pay attention. There is actually a ton of things that I missed the first time around, and even the second time around when I watched it. It felt like Christmas to me. It was awesome. And for my sixth and final thought, that ending. I kind of suspected 2 of the killers, but one of them I didn't suspect at all. It just threw me for a loop. And yes, there were 3 killers. The most of any Scream film has ever had. That was awesome. It was different. I love that. I thought it was amazing. My official rating for Scream 6 is, well, it has to be 5 out of 5 skulls. I don't think there's a single Scream film that I dislike, honestly. I love all of them. And they all have something special to offer for me. I said the exact same thing in my Scream ranking video, which I'll put the link in the description below if you're interested. It was just amazing. 5 out of 5 skulls. Yes, I get it wasn't for everybody. I get not everyone liked it, and that's okay. I understand, and I understand we all can't like the same things. Loved the gore, loved all the little Easter eggs, loved the characters and the character dynamics. It was gory, brutal, and I love the reveals, honestly. Anyways, that just about does it for today's video, creeps. Be sure to give me a like and subscribe. Hit the little bell notification so you never miss when I post a new video. Be sure to follow me on all platforms, that's Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. And remember, I'm not on Facebook, so you won't find me there, at Purgatory Horror. I am constantly active on Twitter, posting just all kinds of horror goodies, just all kinds of horror content. I'm just always active on Twitter. Just, go check me out. And if you like my content and want to support the channel some more, I do have a Patreon page, and I'll put the link to that in the description below. It's basically the same username, Purgatory Horror, but I'll put, just to make it easier, I'll put the link in the description below. It has exclusive horror content that you won't get anywhere else that I don't post publicly, so go ahead and check it out. Support me. Thank you guys so much. I love you. So long and pleasant screams.